Hi, welcome to podcast episode 3, or I might call these Chickcasts. So, thanks for everybody who's given me some really good feedback and some good constructive criticism, and to everybody who is following me and subscribed, liked, shared. It's been an overwhelming thing, and I'm really grateful. So I thought in episode 3 I will cover some of my own painting, how I got into painting. I used to be into the hobby when I was very young, of which, when you're a child you don't really paint. It was about gaming. But then I got out of it. I came back into the hobby about 4 years ago with Space Wars Army, and I was kind of a little bit overwhelmed with the painting, and I was looking at other people's examples online and in groups and with Games Workshop and the magazines, and I just thought, wow, I'd like to paint like that, but I doubted that I could, and I tried, and I had a few weeks where I wouldn't paint, and then I tried again, and then at the time I realised that the army that I had, which were Space Wolves, I liked them. I liked the lore, and I liked how they played on the tabletop, but I didn't like painting them. So around about 3 years ago I switched to Ultramarines. At the time it was for gaming reasons. It was a 7th edition of Warhammer. And I liked their traits in the game, but I started to paint them, and then I started to paint them in a way that I was very happy with. So I kind of stuck to them, and I thought, right, I can do this. And I had the community. I started getting in touch with the community, and the communication was really great. And I started to learn, and then I started to paint, and then I'd look at a model and think, yeah, I'm really happy with that. And I just went on the grind so much that eventually I started getting more confidence with posting my models. I posted them first of all on a lot of Facebook groups, and I had a lot of really good feedback on those, and then I had enough confidence to start an Instagram account, which is the underneath here is Chick Paint, so that is where you'll find me on Instagram. And I started posting a lot of my paint jobs on there, and then it started getting really popular, and I started getting really popular, and I just was blown away, and that encouraged me to be a lot more, to improve my skills. So I got a lot of motivation from what people were saying to me and liking what I was doing, and I realised that some people have different kind of skills, or how they want to paint is different. Now, I'm not a Golden Demon winner at the moment. Perhaps in a few years, I don't know. I paint for fun, and that's how it always has been. For me, I like to edge highlight. I am quite good at edge highlighting. If you don't know what it is, it's I'll just quickly pick a mini, and hopefully you won't be able to see, but it's just the edges of a model. I like to highlight out in a brighter colour. I'm good at that. That's one skill you can do. Other people have you can do things with shades, with washes and glazes, and there's all sorts of techniques, but that's the one that I liked, and that's what I've been doing now. I do it from what I just showed you, one Space Marine or one small model, up to giant super heavy tanks and titans and all sorts of things. But one of the most often asked question I get is, how do I paint, or how do I paint the way I paint? And more often than not, my answer is usually with a lot of practice, and it is true. I have lost count of the number of times I've painted something and not been happy, and then stripped the paint off and started again. I actually kind of stopped myself from doing that, because I realised I would end up doing it to everything that I ever painted. And now I have older models, and I can look back at them and see how I've improved in areas that I've improved. So that's practice. And I always say to people, I've practiced, and some some people do tend to quit, and I was pretty close to quitting when I first started. Looking at other people's work and looking at mine and thinking that's just rubbish. But practice is one half, and I think the other half is just some really good advice. So reach out to the community. You will get some people who are just rotten and they'll say really crappy stuff, but most of the people within the wargaming community are very helpful and very nice, and the communication is very good. So if there is something that you have that you're not sure about or you want to improve, you ask. That's something that hopefully I can do on my podcasts. So I'm going to do these. I might change my podcast to Chickcast as some feedback suggestions I've had from people. I think that's really good. But I want to cover some painting techniques and step-by-step guides. Very simple stuff. I always think if I can do it, anyone can do it, and I know that is such a cliche, but it's true. So hopefully that's something I will cover in the future, because I don't want people to quit. People will just pack away and never have a go again because they just think I can never ever make my model look like this picture or like how this person can do it. And you can. It does require some level of skill. That's not a lie. As through anything, you're either quite naturally good at something or you're not, but you can learn. I think that's something anybody can do, is pick up a paintbrush and they can learn. Some people pick it up quicker than others. I mean, I took a few years, like 3-4 years before I'm coming into my 4th year of modelling before I'm really satisfied with how I paint. And I still criticise my models a lot more than what I should, but I just want to be good at what I do, so I can show people that this is how I can do it. That I know there's a piece of sort of egotism there on my part, but I like to share what I paint with everybody. So hopefully I can help newcomers or people who've been painting for years pick up that brush and paint and produce work that you're happy with. There's a saying, finished not perfect, and I think that applies so well to this hobby because nothing's perfect. Every model that I make, I will find a mistake, but I live with it and I leave it and I think, yeah, because I can make that better. So that's just what I want to say today. So this is episode 3. Hopefully episode 4 I plan on just discussing the tools that you would need to get on the road to painting good models. So I'll talk about the paints, the brushes, the things. I don't just take a paint from a pot and put it on a model. There's a few things that I do first, but if there's any suggestions as well, down below in the comments, please feel free to make suggestions, and there'll be a link in the description where you can go to some of my other media platforms. Instagram is a good place to communicate with me, and a lot of my work goes on Instagram, and then Twitter is another place. Twitter is a place where I'm more social, talking with other people as well. Great community on there. So that's that plan, and then I've got lots of other things in the works that I can do. So hopefully I can give good content to the people who take some time out of the day just to watch me. So before I go, can I just ask you guys to please like, favorite, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when a new video comes out. I'm going to try and have a release schedule. I think maybe they might be a bit random to start with because I'm trying just to get content onto my channel. But the guys and girls who are there now, thank you so much, and hopefully you'll be getting a lot more content very soon. I've got some guests coming on and lots of ideas. So just going to say thank you and a goodbye from me, and I will see you in the next video.